Hi, Dr. Jessica. How are you today? Oh my God. I missed the live today. I was at the doctor. Hi, Haley. I'm on. We're here waiting for Agatha at 7. I'm so excited because, of course, I like to eat and I'm probably doing it all wrong, but whatever. We're getting it together. We're doing it. We're doing it. I feel like my lips are so dry. I wonder if this is a what do you call it? A symptom of menopause. As I told you, it's always an issue for me. Everything is menopause. That's why it's happening. Menopause. And my lips are so dry. My skin feels dry too. I know, Hales, it's going to be good. I don't know. Actually, Dr. Jessica is hosting Agatha in Dallas at Sanctum. Some coming up soon. So some in March. So that'll be really, really good. I actually have a copy of Agatha's book here. So I'm excited. Very, very excited. I know, right? My whole calendar has been blown up because unfortunately Johnny has been a little ill, so I'm trying to stay close to home. You do need to see this book. Yes, you absolutely do. And I will gift you a copy. Yes. And I'll actually have Agatha sign it. So that'll be good. It'd be nice to have that. Hi, Mom. My mom's on. It's always sweet. You know, if anybody's going to show up, it's my mom. Hey, Andrea. Hi, friend. Yes, I do know you love cookbooks, Haley. And this is a good one. Trust me, I've made a few recipes out of this. So how I got to Agatha, it's kind of really weird. Guys, you see my mother calls me Starshine. Do you see this? All right. Anywho's, how I got to Agatha was through a former client of mine at CNN, and they were featuring Agatha's company. She's the founder of a company called Yummy Spoonfuls, which is organic baby food. And we just connected, and I don't know. She invited me to a dinner at her house. That's how I met Andrea Bibb of June Dragonfly. That's how I met Dr. Jessica Shepard at Agatha's house. You see how the web is here? How we're like, it's connecting the dots here. And we're all supporting each other. It's like so amazing. And I'm so excited that, you know, I've made these relationships with folk. What's the sweetest name ever? Oh my goodness. Starshine. And the fact that she put it, like when I said, hi, Mom, she put Starshine is hilarious. I'm grateful, though. I'm so happy to have my mom. She'll be 75 this year. It's very exciting. She told me today she's celebrating her birthday every day this month and next month because her birthday is in May. Anywho's, yes. Stop it, Haley. Yes, Dre, it was a magical dinner. And it's interesting to see where people are, right? We got New York Times bestsellers in the building. We have you starting June Dragonfly. We've got Dr. Jessica with Sanctum, this like amazing wellness space for women. It's pretty impressive. And I am very excited that I'm going to have Agatha on, and we're going to have Agatha on, and we're going to learn some things from her. Super excited. Let's see. I don't know. Okay. No, it's not time yet. We'll wait for a few people to come in. But yeah, so my mom decided that she was going to celebrate her birthday for 2 months or up until her birthday, May 6th. And she deserves that, right? So, yesterday, like 2 huge boxes came, and I'm assuming that they're full of Barbie. Is that correct, Mother? She'll have to tell you. Hi, Malika. My friend Malika just jumped on. Oh, Agatha's ready. Think she's here, yeah? Let's see. Did I do it right? Agatha! Yay! Can we hear you?
Yes, I can
Okay.
hear you, but can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
There we go.
Yay! Agatha! The Agatha Achindu,
Let me
CEO,
tell you,
author.
this is how much I love
I
you. I think this is either my first or my second IG live this year.
Well,
Yes. Yes.
I'm honored.
Oh yes. When you ask, I'm like, I better jump.
You know what, and I appreciate you because it really shouldn't be any other way. Like you have like supported me. We're here trying to push this for the community, right? Like to
That's
give people
right.
some great information.
That's right.
You've been at this for a very long time in nutrition, loving to cook, running businesses, etc. So I want to, let me see. We'll just wait a few more minutes. We'll kind of toggle around a little bit and then we'll wait a few
Okay.
more minutes, see if people come in, right?
Sure.
But I was trying to tell people how we met.
Yes.
And I do, it was through a former client of mine at CNN, right? That's how
Yes.
we met.
That's
And then you
right.
invited me. Like I don't even know if we talked even after that, but we just you called me and said, "Listen, I'm having a dinner party at my house. And can you
Yes.
go pick somebody up from the hotel, right? And bring them to my house?"
What did you pick up? Was it Dr. Jessica? What did you pick up?
No, I would have freaked out if it was Dr. Jessica. Actually, it was Lovey.
You were the one who brought Lovey. That's
Yes, I
right.
picked up
That's
Lovey,
right.
and honestly, I had no clue who she was, none at all.
That's
Right? I didn't know
right.
I didn't know anybody. I knew
That's
you,
right.
and came
Yeah.
in, and here we go. You had this amazing Jollof War party. It was great with all these
Which
influencers.
we have to do again. We have to
Oh
do again.
yes,
Yes.
and we shall.
Yes.
And I was just explaining to everybody that's how I met Dr. Jessica, my my
Yes.
my Instagram girl crush,
That's right.
and that's how I met Andrea Bibb
That's
from
right.
from June Dragonfly,
That's
and at the
right.
time she was at CNN,
That's right.
right? And here we are
That's
right
right.
now. So this is
That's right.
amazing. All right,
It is.
we're gonna jump in. So I want to introduce everybody to Agatha Achindu, right? Founder of
Yes.
Yummy Spoonful. You all remember it. First organic baby food distributed nationally. Full
That's
stop.
right.
Okay. Number
Can't stop,
two,
won't stop.
full stop. Okay.
Yeah.
Which was a huge accomplishment for you. I mean, it was huge at the time. And I want you to quickly tell that story in a second. And
Yeah.
you're also a holistic health coach, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And here we have now Bountiful
Okay.
Cooking. Oh, you see this, right?
Girl, you
Okay.
are not playing.
No,
You're
no.
not playing.
So briefly tell everybody about like how you got to this point.
So I am originally from Cameroon. I was born in Nigeria, grew up in Cameroon. When I moved to the United States, and I'm going to make this as short as humanly possible. When I moved to the United States, many, many, many years ago, I don't know, it might be 35 years, the one thing that caught my eye immediately, as excited as I was to come to the US, was that a lot of people were not as healthy as they looked in the magazine. And I'm looking for the most polite way to kind of
Let's
say
just
it. Not as
say it.
healthy,
Let's just say it. Let's just say it.
right, as they looked in magazines. And I remember back then really started helping my schoolmate tweak their food a little bit, not too much drama, but because I wasn't used to certain things like have milk in everything you eat or sugar in everything. or deep fry everything. To us, frying was like party food. And so when I realized that I was a bit different, when people be like, oh my gosh, what do you use on your skin? And as an international student at the time, really, I was using nothing on my skin. So it was the food.
Right.
But fast forward to when I started actively teaching parents how to make food, I was a bit frustrated with the food supply chain. My friends were having babies, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But then I got pregnant, and I took it a little bit more personal. I'm 6 months pregnant. I'm in Whole Foods, going through the aisles, just looking at what's out there. And I'm looking at baby food peas. Baby food peas. This was 2003. It had an expiration date of 2005. It's in the store already. So I'm thinking, wait a minute. The food that my baby, that's 6 months old, in my stomach is going to eat, it's already cooked and it's in the store. So that started a whole crusade. I remember walking to, I think this particular hospital was close to my job then. I think, I don't know, 14 regional hospital something. I went there, I'm like, I want to teach moms how to make baby food. And I remember the lady I was talking to said, oh, what's the name of your business? I'm like, I don't have a business. I'm just a frustrated mother. That journey, me starting to teach these workshops, free workshops, grew to almost 45,000 moms all over. And that was way before
Wait,
social
what?
media. Yeah, 45,000 moms. That's how Yummy Spoonful started. That's how I launched Yummy Spoonful, because I got to a point where I'm like, okay, this is a business. And I remember the first day I launched in Whole Foods, which was just Whole Foods regional right here, because that's how back in the day Whole Foods would start. Girl, we dropped food. I remember coming home, we were exhausted because at the time it was myself, Georges, and two other part-time employees to help put that order together.
And for the,
And
excuse
they
me one
called
second,
me.
Agatha. For those who just jumped in, Agatha is the founder of Yummy Spoonfuls, which is the first organic baby food nationally distributed. So that's what she's talking about, how we got here. Okay, go. So it was you, George's, and two other employees.
Yes. And I remember the Briarcliff location called me. We hadn't even settled in the house. They called that they are sold out. I'm like, what does that mean? I just left 21 cases of food, but that was the community that I had built, just from trust, because I was never looking into starting a business.
Right.
I truly, until this day, there is nothing that I do that money is the driving force.
Right.
It's not.
Because the money's
And
going to come. The money will come.
yes, and I just
Yeah.
believe that's how God has just blessed me, because He knows that I am actively trying to get His kingdom healthy. I'm trying to get His children good. Yes.
And
So that's how Yummy Spoonfuls
oh my,
really. I mean, I was an IT executive for a Fortune 500 company. I wasn't planning on starting a baby food brand, but I had this gift, I had this knowledge. And
well,
and
that's how
every
God
time
does, right? That's how it works.
listen, girl, every time I hear people, because this is where we are with social media today, every time I hear someone say, oh, I can never work for free, oh, you must pay. And I'm like, you don't know. Sometimes the work that you do for free, when you plant some of these seeds, it comes back in
You'll,
such,
you'll reap the harvest, especially when
oh
it's
my
done,
God.
when it's your gift and it's God
Yes. And
given, it's given to you.
when you do it from really from a place of love, because that was just it. And God shined so brightly, and He continues to shine. I mean, that my life truly is a testimony of His grace. But that was Yummy Spoonfuls,
That
right? That was how,
it's like a spine tingling story. Like every time
yes,
I hear it, I'm like, oh my
yes.
goodness. I feel like So your expertise is food. You know food. You understand why we should eat well, why the nutrition piece. Like we're always trying to get healthy, if you will, quote unquote, and achieve a level of wellness, right?
That's right.
So I want you to kind of like, what is the one thing that you think we should be focusing on as it relates to nutrition? Like, there's so many things. Like people say, eat this, don't do this, don't eat sugar, don't eat pasta, don't eat rice, don't eat meat, eat more vegetables, eat plant-based. So what's like the one thing that we should focus on when we're talking about nutrition?
So before I even get to that, I want to tell you something.
Okay.
Why I decided in 2016 to go back to school and really study integrative nutrition.
All right, good.
Because
Do it.
for so long, I was so focused on the food, like what we eat, because I mean, that was my hen house. I'd done it for almost 20 years. But then I started realizing that, well, there is so much more to our health than the food we eat, because I've always eaten healthy. But after 35, I'm like, okay, I'm eating healthy. I've put on 10 pounds. The way I'm eating hasn't changed. And I am working out. I've always worked out. And when I started digging, I started getting into all the other pillars that's so important to health. Your stress, right? Your sleep, the
So
toxin,
stress,
and all.
sleep,
Oh yeah,
stress, sleep.
sleep, toxins, because we're so focused on diet and fitness and exercise, and we forget all these other windows, right? So that's why I got into integrative nutrition, so I could really help clients do mind, body, and spirit, the whole you, because we're not just bits and pieces. If you ask me what is the most important thing to do to really be healthy, to start that journey,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you it's not even what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
It's deciding, just that mind shift from I want to I must. That is the most important thing. Because a lot of times I tell my clients that the doctor is within each and every one of us. We just self-sabotage all the time.
All the time.
Because
All the time.
whether it's somebody who is listening today or somebody who is going to listen to this later, a lot of us know what we need to eat, what we need to be doing, even when we don't know the details of it. But 99% of the time, you don't do it.
You're 100% correct. And I just want to say this. And again, guys, firstly, if you have questions, put them in the box. If you have questions for Agatha where the little question mark is, it's not the box, it's a question mark with a little circle around it. That'd be great. But you speak about self-sabotage, and I'm just going to
Yeah.
keep it a buck here. I'm the queen of
Yeah.
self-sabotage. I'm just, listen,
Yeah.
I will listen. I know what to eat. I
That's
know
right.
exactly what I need to put in my body to
That's right.
fuel it, to make it move, to
That's
make it
right.
go. And my goal now is longevity, right? Because
That's
everybody's talking
right.
all these different things, but they're not talking longevity, right?
That's
Because
right.
we want to live long, right? I went into Whole
And
Foods the other day. I
healthy,
was just
healthy long.
correct.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
correct. I'm in Whole Foods yesterday, day before yesterday, swirling around and with my ace over here, and we're like, oh, maybe we should have something sweet. Mind you, I've got strawberries, blackberries at home. He says, maybe we can have a cookie. You think we can have some cookies? I said, well, I guess, yeah. So he's picking up this stuff. I said, look at the ingredients. And he's
There
like,
you
wow,
go.
this has 10 ingredients. He's like, we can't eat that. I'm like, no. So we pick up this shortbread cookie. It had 3 ingredients:
There you
wheat,
go.
sugar. But wait, normal people who don't self-sabotage, I want somebody to say amen in the comments. Normal people would eat 1 or 2.
Yep. Oh, eat the strawberry and the blackberries
No,
that they
no,
already have at home.
no. The cookies, there were 2 for 3, 6, 9, 12. There might have been 12. I ate 6, right? That's self sabotage. I woke up yesterday. I'm not playing. I woke up yesterday. My face was swollen, eyes all puffed out. So your point, it validates your point. We know what to
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
consistently self sabotage.
Yeah.
So your first thing you said that we need to focus on the pillars: sleep, the
Yeah.
rest, stress,
Yeah.
right? And then the
And then
desire
really
to do it.
change and start telling yourself you must, because our health, I know somehow Big Pharma and the food giant, they've really made this narrative that they benefit from, like us being sick. It's okay. You being tired. When you're aging, you're tired, you're unsexy, you have anxiety issues, you put on weight and all this, that it's normal. It's not normal. I can tell you for a fact, not because I'm an integrative nutritionist, because I'm almost 57 years old and I'm not aging as a lot of people are aging for a reason, because of how I eat, how I move my body. We need to actively seek health, because it's not normal.
Mm-mm.
We eat the food, right? So let's talk about this menopause and all the challenges that comes with it,
Mm-hmm.
which is not normal. But there is a reason for it. There is a reason why our body, as we age, it's breaking. It shouldn't be. Mine isn't. Thank God. And that's why this conversation, I'm just like, you've really touched something, because we're not having this conversation in honesty. There is just so much like, oh my gosh, I feel this. But we're not talking about the fact that you shouldn't feel this way. When we eat all these foods with all the toxins, the chemicals, they are endocrine disruptors. We know it. Canned food, the BPA, the lining in it. But we're told like, oh, well, it doesn't do anything. It does. That's what disrupts our hormones. When your body is screaming, you have all the symptoms. Your body is telling you something is wrong. But we don't get to the root cause.
You
So
know how I feel
today,
about that root cause?
girl,
That, like,
girl,
what's the
girl,
point? What is the
girl.
point? Like, I- if if I go to the doctor and the doctor says, well, this is wrong, and they say, well, here's how we'll fix it. That's not a fix. The prescription's not a fix,
That's
because you don't even know how it
right.
happened. So how could you possibly
That's
fix it?
that's right.
There's no way. And I feel like food is medicine, right? I feel
It
like,
is.
yeah, there's some like Johnny had a heart transplant, right? He's not going to fix it with spinach, right? That
That's
we're not
right.
going to fix it with spinach, but what
No.
he can do is, now that he's had it, he can bring down the inflammation via eating more green things with phytonutrients in them, etc. Correct? Right?
100, 100%. Food is so important. And when it comes to hormonal health, how we eat, it's major. So I would say, what can we do? What are the type of food that you need to be eating?
Mm-hmm.
And this is not just hormonal health. This is for us aging with vitality, with energy, just feeling good about ourselves, sexy, getting ready to hit the streets, dance.
Right.
We want to eat whole foods.
Right.
We want to eat whole foods. We want to avoid processed foods.
And what is
Foods
a
that,
tell me what a processed food is. Let's just be clear. What is
so
a processed food?
let's start with, because again, I'm glad you asked this, because when we cook food, we're processing the food. But when we talk about processed food, it's the packaged food that's just being processed to death, because it should have a long shelf life, right? So refined sugar,
Mm-hmm.
refined grains. You look at when you look at white flour, when you look at these pancakes or waffles or bread, that it's so light, you can literally eat a loaf of bread and you don't feel full because it's that light. Those are ultra processed foods. And it's not just the food, there is the drinks. It's all over the food that is made in such a way that it can last for 2-3 years on the
Which is
shelf.
disgusting. When you think
Yeah,
about it, it's so disgusting. I remember
yeah,
everybody, and I'm sure everybody on here can relate. When we were growing up, our parents in America, we had stacks of canned goods, right? They had, because our parents grew up in a time where, guess what?
yeah,
You didn't have the money,
yeah,
right? So you bought the can. Nobody encouraged. The system was built
yes,
specifically for that,
yes,
right? And we're not talking about
yes.
flash frozen food. That's not what we're talking about, right?
No,
We're
no,
talking about cans, things like that.
yeah,
Like, I grew up on Wonder Bread. The other day, my mother wanted a sandwich, right? So I was like, all
yeah,
right. So I just went and got some Wonder Bread. She forgot about it. The bread sat in there. I promise you, it had to be in there for 2 months.
yeah,
I pulled it out. She looked at it. She goes, I can't eat that. And
yeah,
it didn't mold. It
yeah,
didn't. 2 months. It
because
didn't mold.
it has, there is no life in it. And the most frustrating thing, like with the bread, it's obvious. But even fruits, I have a video that I'm planning. I think towards the end of this National Nutrition Month, I will share that I bought organic raspberries and non-organic raspberries, and I kept it in the refrigerator. The non-organic raspberries lasted in my refrigerator for almost 2 months. It didn't mold. This is the scariest. And when you go to the EWG website and look at you look at their daily dozen,
And what is that,
raspberry.
Agatha? Hold on. What is that? The Egypt what?
EWG is the Environmental Working Group.
Okay.
I rely so much on their data.
Mm-hmm.
So every year they come up with a list of the daintiest foods that even if you have no money, try and eat those organic, and then clean 15. So technically we'll just call dainty dozen.
Yep.
Because of course none of us can eat. I cannot eat everything organic. So I go through that list. Whatever comes on the 12 things on the list that has the highest rate of pesticides,
Okay.
those are the things that I have to actively. So like apple, and they change. So
They
apple,
change.
cucumber.
What do you mean they
Yes,
change?
every year. Every year. So every year they do the test. Some years
So we can all access that information? And what is it
yes,
called?
EW, Environmental Working Group. You go
Okay, everybody.
to their
E
website. Yeah, it's a non-profit
EWG.
organization.
There we go.
Yeah, yes. You have to look. You have to look it up, so you know the things that you need to really buy organic, right? So
Right.
it doesn't, and then we wonder why our body is breaking. It's all these toxins in the body, all this
Fighting against each
toxin.
other. The
Yes.
immune system is overreacting, right?
There's a lot of inflammation in the body. Just refined sugar. That's what refined sugar will do in your body. It causes inflammation that
Thank you,
just
Fatima.
messes.
Thank you, Fatima, for posting that ewg.org. Thank you very
There
much.
we go. Yes. So, and you want to look for dirty dozen and clean 15. So what I
Dirty
will
dozen and
add,
clean
and
15.
clean 15. What I'm going to add to that is what I do in my home.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who have a copy of my cookbook, Bountiful Cooking, this information is there a little bit more detailed. You'll see why you need to do the wild caught fish and pastured raised chicken. All those things are there. But in my home, the things that we eat a lot are the things that I really want to make sure are organic, because all these toxins, they accumulate in the body. So if it's something like once in a while, nobody cares. But if every morning you eat this particular thing, you want to make sure that it's clean. And let me tell you why how refined food is really impacting our health. When you refine food, the first thing that you lose is the fiber.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
So what is the bread? If you look at bread, the white bread, it means they've removed the bran, right? So it's just the endosperm, the little white part in the middle, no fiber. Rice, you look at brown rice and white rice, which a lot of people, I have clients who tell me, oh my gosh, Agatha, I can never eat brown rice or whole wheat. It's so chewy. The CDC on their website tells us not, I think it's just 7% of adults in the United States of America meet the recommended value of fiber. You want to know why this is so crazy? Over 70% of our immune system is in our gut,
Right.
right? And your gut, this microbiome, strive on fiber. So that's why we're so sick when the food we're eating is already devoid of fiber.
And that's the big problem. So we're missing, there are things so there may be things we're doing right, but then there are big things that we're missing and doing not so good, right? So the good is kind of not that good, right? If we're not eating enough fiber.
Now, and that's why we keep going back to whole
And
foods.
so what
Eat
is
whole
fiber?
foods.
So what, give me three, right off the three things that are fiber rich that we should be eating.
Your greens, lots of
Lots
plants,
of
lots of
plants.
plants, right? Whole grains,
Whole grain. What's a whole grain? Like what?
quinoa, brown rice, corn, any grain that hasn't been refined. So the whole, when you, so I will give you, for example, even when you eat, you make pancakes with 100% whole wheat flour. It's technically not a whole grain
Right.
because it's been moved, right? So we really want to limit. We want to limit how much of the flour stuff, the bread, even if it's the whole wheat bread or whole grain bread, right? So lots of plants, lots of fresh fruits, whole grains and legumes. For somebody who is already suffering from, you have issues with your hormones, you want to, even the whole grains, you want to limit it a bit, and then you want to try and stay away from gluten. That's a deeper part. But for somebody who is like, oh my gosh, hot flashes is going to just, it's messing with me. I'm having vagina dryness, mood swings, all those things. There are things that you need to stop doing. And unfortunately, gluten, the data is showing us that gluten doesn't really help.
And what's
Right?
scary about gluten is that it's not that it's bad the way it is now. Like
Yes.
the way
Yes.
it's happening now.
Yes.
So you really have to,
And
it's just bad.
it's not bad for everybody.
No.
Remember how I said, if you are suffering, you have all the hot flashes and things like that, that helps. And again, these are things that the way I work with my clients, there is nothing that we just do infinite. So if I'm like, oh, don't eat this, it's 30 days, see how your body reacts. If in 30 days nothing is happening, then it's like, but in 30 days you can be like, oh my gosh, I feel so great. Nothing is,
And to
you know.
me, so I did the elimination, right?
Yeah,
Because I did, full stool testing, allergy
yeah,
testing, all of this.
yeah,
And I'm scared to go back to some of these things because I'm like, even though they're good for you, I'm scared because I'm like, if it didn't work for me before,
yeah.
I don't want to even try it. So we have a question. So Malika
So,
asked, what about frozen foods?
so with frozen food, it depends. Again, I will tell you, look at the label. I one time I was talking to a client and I said, we were doing baby food and I needed her to get frozen peas, organic frozen peas from Whole Foods. And I said, oh, look at the label. And she was like, why do I have to look at the label? It's just peas. I said, no, there's actually organic raw peas that has salt added to it for just as a preservative. There is no way. And it actually had salt added to it. So look at the label. Frozen is wonderful. I do a lot of frozen food. If there is anything, if you have time, just always watch my Instagram stories because I cook in my house,
Yes, you
sometimes two, sometimes 3 times a day. These are not staged. As I cook, I just share to inspire somebody like, oh, this is what we're eating today. So I do a lot of frozen foods and vegetables, but I look at the label. So if
organic,
I'm
organic. If we're doing
yes,
frozen, should we always try to do organic?
so I personally really try to do a lot of organic.
Okay.
And when I do frozen, it's cheaper when it's not in season. And then I do farmers market.
Yes, I know that. Yes.
Yes.
But the frozen, so that we can do the frozen, we just need to read the label to make sure there's no additives. Correct?
Yes. So if it's just frozen fresh, so there are two different type of frozen. There is frozen. What I'm talking about is the frozen fruits and vegetables, not the frozen cooked
No,
food.
no, no. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about frozen.
Yes,
Yes, yes, yes,
yes.
yes.
So yes, just look at the labels because, and I'll tell you the biggest secret to me when I discovered it, I'm like, why is everybody not coming to Costco? Costco is the cheapest
You heard that,
place.
Agatha? Agatha Chindu said, why are we not going to Costco to buy
Yeah,
flash frozen vegetables? So we don't have to keep
everything.
on running to Whole Food and Fresh Market and all the rest of it and spending all the
This
money.
thing, you have to go find back in the day. I don't know how many years ago. It might be it might be 7 years ago. Costco, they did a 60-minute interview for Costco. And they talked about their profit margins because their orders are so huge. So they are able to get the best prices from producers and manufacturers. Their profit, what they add on anything that you see in Costco is 13%.
Wow, that's not bad.
1-3. Now, when my product was in Whole Foods,
I bet.
so they will not even, to get your product into Whole Foods,
Yes.
the you need to have room that they can put at least 50% markup, right? So Costco is a good place to shop. They have fresh fruits, a lot of organic, a lot of frozen. So you want to go to Costco.
Well, let me say this to you, Agatha, really quick. So
Yes.
somebody asked. Now, I want to be clear. No, we're not doctors. So
No, we're not.
what we're saying, we're talking here,
Yeah.
right? Go ask your provider. Let's not get into all those shenanigans, right?
That's
Just that
right.
was my disclaimer.
100%.
Okay. All right. So, Beneficial 913 asks mineral suggestions. If you can just expound, not you, Agatha, Beneficial 913, if you can tell me what you mean by that, like what minerals we should be taking or we should be ingesting. Is that what you're asking? I'll wait for you to tell me.
Okay.
Anyway, Agatha, I think that I there's a few things I'm getting. We can really indulge on the frozen food as long as we're reading the label to make sure there are no additives. Number one,
That's right.
Costco's a good place to shop. Number two,
That's
right?
right.
We need to be eating whole grains, and that would mean brown rice, quinoa, which actually whole proteins.
Yeah. Yeah. So we haven't even talked about proteins. We just talked about the whole grain,
Right, but quinoa
right? Quinoa.
is a whole protein though, right?
Quinoa is a whole protein. Yes, because it has all the amino acids, the 9 essential amino acids. I love quinoa, but quinoa is not rice.
I don't.
I know we had that conversation before.
Mm-mm. I
It's,
honestly, so I don't have a problem. I don't have to eat rice at all. Like I could just leave it all out.
yeah.
Like it's fine, right? Like I
Oh, I
like
do
it.
eat rice. So this is the thing. I'm a firm believer in the 80-20 rule. If you're doing the right things, if you're eating the right things 80% of the time, there is room for you to really indulge. There is room
But indulge in
for,
what is the question?
yeah, that depends for what you want, what brings you joy. And when you start paying attention, again, that's why I say the mind is the first place to start. When you start saying, when we start with the end result, the way we look at our health journey is different. When you start with, I want to be healthy because I don't want to be sick when I'm 70. I don't want to be sick when I'm 80. I don't want to be. That's the end result. That's where you're starting. That's what you keep in mind. So you know that, oh my gosh, if I go to a birthday party, I can have a slice of cake. There is a difference between having a slice of cake and eating half a pound of cake, right? At the end of the day, we need
Yes.
to, when the way to eat, and because we're bio individuals, is different for everybody, but there are some fundamental basics. In America, we eat way too much meat, just way too much, and not enough vegetables. So you're not getting the minerals, the vitamins, the phytonutrients, the fiber, all the things that nourishes our cells, that gives us health. So in my home, like Monday, we do the meatless
I
Monday. And of
see.
course, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
And
we do the
everybody
meatless.
should
We do the
go
meatless.
on to Agatha's Instagram on Mondays because trust me, she's going to tell you what she's eating and what she's cooking. She's
Yes, in
actually
my
physically in
story,
her
it's
kitchen doing it.
always, and there is such a huge variety. And when you start, truthfully, when you start paying attention to your body, I, I don't have to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
When you eat something that your body doesn't like, food has an immediacy.
Mm.
It's not even like any other therapy that you eat, you can take it and then wait for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. No. When you eat food, if you're feeling happy, joyful, your body agrees with it. If you eat food and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I want to take a nap. Your body is telling you that this food doesn't work. You need to pay attention to the food you're
And it
eating.
does make a total difference. I will share this with you. So I've been blessed to have really good trainers in my life. Like I really have, right? Everybody knows I used to go to Body by Kareem down in Midtown Buckhead. Great, great, great. And Kareem and my current trainer, Jocelyn, they both knew if I would come in, they'd be like, "What did you eat yesterday?" Because I wouldn't move the same,
That's right.
right? My speed, agility, everything shifted. My strength would shift. And I'm like, what are you asking me that for? Why are you asking me what I ate? Because I could see it. I could tell you, and I could look at you and see, because they see me and saw me all the time.
That's
Right.
right.
And
That's right.
it's proof positive that the food makes a difference. Like it makes a total difference
It
in
does.
what you're doing. And nobody's saying, I guess you should, sugar is sugar, right? I mean,
Mm.
whatever. But if we're ingesting it at such a high level,
Yeah.
if you're sitting down eating 6 shortbread cookies in one sitting, that is problematic. I'm talking to myself,
Yes.
right?
And sugar is not sugar.
Well,
There
okay.
is
There you have it.
there is refined sugar.
Yes.
So I had a client who, by the time I was done with her in 6 months, she had cleansed her palate in such a way that she couldn't eat. When she would eat a regular slice of cake, she'd be like, oh my gosh, Agatha, I didn't realize how
Sweet it
sweet,
is.
because our palate is gone. Like before I came to the United States, an apple or pineapple was super sweet because that was the extent of sweet to me. But then I came here, we have all this refined sugar that's so concentrated. There is the beet sugar. The, listen,
It's
so
horrible.
sugar,
It's
to
so look,
to cut
even
a long story
everybody.
short, sugar is not just
No,
sugar.
it's
But
not. It's not.
no, it's not. And I also want to talk about drinks, all, all these sugary drinks.
Oh, I thought you were talking about alcohol. Anybody who knows me, so I stopped drinking over a year ago,
Yes,
right?
you have to,
And
because alcohol
I
and
enjoyed it.
menopause don't mix. Not,
I
not one
enjoyed
bit.
it, and I miss it. I will be honest with you.
Yes.
I miss it.
Yeah.
However, for me, the ends didn't justify the means. I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And most of my friends, we like all partake, etc. And talk about it. Talk about the alcohol, Agatha. It's a poison. It's a poison.
So alcohol doesn't work when you have hormonal issues. It doesn't. Even a glass, it doesn't work. You would see yourself, it's like you are in a furnace. You will be that
Agatha,
hot.
everybody's dropping off. Wait, look. They're dropping out. They
Nobody,
like, I don't want
nobody,
nobody wants to hear
but,
it.
but let me tell you, it's not even, it's not even for, for, for hormonal issues. It's not good for the liver. But we live in a sickness care society where so much money is made from us being sick. That's where the money is. So nobody is pushing it. If you want to truly be healthy, especially hard alcohol, the liquor,
The
you will
liquor.
stay out of it. And if you really, even the wine, so you do wine once in a while, I if you look at my skin,
I
I'm
know.
I'm
I
telling
know.
you, I don't drink. I think I had the day we got married, May 2003 in Jamaica. I took my last glass of champagne. Till this today, I've not drank
I want
a drop
to, but I won't.
of alcohol. I haven't, because it's not just worth. It's not what it's not worth it,
It doesn't it
right?
I just don't, it's not
No.
worth what happens the next day and what carries
Yeah.
on for 2 days and all the rest of it. But now you're also talking about like sugary drinks. I don't drink that either. I really only drink
Yeah.
water or tea.
A lot of people, a lot of people do, and a lot of parents give sodas and things like that to their children. And I think, in a way, we kind of believe that it cannot be that bad if it's in the stores. I mean, this is the United States of America, but it is bad. Our
Bad.
youngest is 19. I've never given him soda,
So Agatha,
not one
okay,
time.
wait. Has he ever had fast food before?
Not that I know of. No, because
Okay, so
we've never gone to McDonald's. We've never gone to any of those. Let me tell you a funny story. When when Jared was, it might be 3, he went to his godmother's house. You know her, you know Sherry, Auntie Sherry. And he was just like, he wanted French fries. And Sherry went and bought, I don't know where she got the French fries, came and gave to him. And he put one piece in his mouth. And he started crying, like it's burning, because he'd never had that level of concentrated salt. And she called me. She's like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But that's another challenge now, because he's in college. And he's like, Mom, they don't have salad. They don't have good salad. They don't have fruit. I'm like, son, listen,
figure
just,
it out.
yeah, do the best that you can. You can DoorDash salads. You got to figure this thing out,
You can do a dash salad. Yes, you can.
right?
You can do
So
it. You
I
can, but I
know.
think that I so like so you have these clients. So by the way, everybody, Agatha does take private clients. Is this correct?
Yes,
Right.
I do.
So you truly are a health coach. So anybody who's
I
on here,
do. I do. And my biggest wish. So most of the clients that I have right now are people that I'm working with them, and a couple of them with their medical team, to get them off medication for chronic preventable diseases, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol. Because I think you saw, I don't know if you saw the video that one of my clients, normally because of client confidentiality,
Absolutely.
I can't really share. But I had one client who was really so happy that she'd been on high blood pressure medication for 20 years. And she was okay with it until she started having kidney problems.
Oh my God.
Because that's the side effect when you are on some of this medication for so long, right? So when she came to me, that was the thing. Somebody had referred her to me, and it took us 8 months. So I have clients like that because your body, if there is one thing anybody can take from this conversation truly, is that the human body does have the capacity to heal. Our body wasn't meant to be broken like this. We have good health.
And we
So
had that
long as we're,
conversation when we spoke the other day. And when you said that to me, it resonated with me.
yeah,
That
yeah,
it truly did. Like when you said the body's not, if it does break, it's not meant to be that way. You
yeah.
don't stay broken, right? And I
No,
think that's the
no,
one thing we all need to remember. Like, so
yes,
if we do something that is self-sabotaging, right?
yeah,
We can fix it. Let's fix it, right?
yes. And that's the thing. Don't even feel guilty. Say today you self-sabotage because you know when you're self-sabotaging, you honestly know. Then tomorrow you're like, you know what? I'm going to get me my nice chlorophyll water because I want some cellular food. I'm going to eat a huge salad and I'm going to eat some beans. I'm going to eat some mushrooms. The foods that have, like the foods that
That
have
can
the
repair,
nutrients.
that will help you
Yes,
repair
that
your
can
body very quickly.
repair your body from a cellular level on up and you feel good.
So
Just go ahead.
I apologize because
It's
I
okay.
want to get all this
Yes.
in. Somebody's asking, Loretta's asking, how about baby formula? What's a good substitute?
So I've done a lot. And if you go to my page, you would see when your baby is 0 to 1 year and you honestly cannot breastfeed, except you're trying to make your own formula. I'm just like, you really have to give yourself grace and work with what you have. When your baby turns 1 year old, you need to put all those things in the trash and start making your baby real food that's bursting with life-giving nutrients. So
Like,
your baby doesn't need to transition to cow's milk. Your baby doesn't need to transition to advanced formula. When your baby is 1 year old, boil peas and puree the peas. Give your baby, if you're not vegan, you can give your baby bone broth that you make at home. I have classes that I teach the baby 101 classes 4 times a year. So I had one in January. I think I have one coming in April. You can join, or please go to my page, Agatha Achindu, that's my handle. I share a ton of free information about this thing because it's so important to me
oh my
that
goodness, I hope that answers your question regarding baby formula and baby food. That is a good question because again, you got to start at the beginning.
uh,
Again, this new revolution with these moms making their own milk and
uh,
from nuts and hemp and all these other things and avocado and feeding their babies fresh food will help them learn. Their brains will go properly. You
that's
know,
right.
I just think, and again, our parent, like in America, we didn't know that. Nobody knew that. Nobody understood
Yeah,
that, right? And
yeah,
thankfully, we're catching up now,
that's
right? We're now all
right.
catching up. Even my mom used to love what is it called? Ramen noodles in a package, right? So when she came to live with us, I was like, we're not eating that here, right?
Yeah,
So what I did was, but she loves it. So what
yeah,
I did was I went to Whole Food. I found a ramen noodle, wheat, not enriched wheat,
yeah,
water, salt.
that's
And I
right.
and she's like, "Oh my goodness." And I took organic bone broth,
There
put
you
it in there,
go.
put vegetables in it. She's
Put your
happy as a lark.
mushrooms. You can make it at
We
home
do.
and just amp it up a bit.
And
Yes.
why did I do
So
that?
that's the
Because I
key.
got that from you.
Yes,
Because I saw you were making this pasta dish
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, and it clicked in my head, and I was like,
Yeah.
I know what to do. So I got that from you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're
So, guys,
welcome.
but I do want to talk about
Bountiful Cooking.
y'all
Yeah.
see my okay. So let's seriously, this book. So Agatha did a cooking video one day, and that cooking video was rice and peas and rice. Is it peas? They weren't peas. They were beans and rice.
There were beans and rice. Yeah, but we call it, I mean, in Africa or Jamaica, they'll say peas and rice. But
Fine.
it means,
I
yes,
made
yes.
this recipe. I literally, item by item, because I'm a recipe cook. I don't wing
Yeah,
it like with our buntish. It took us like 8 months to develop it because I need every ingredient. I need to know how much, etc.
that's right.
So here we go. I made this rice, and I promise you, I've never had something so good. My mother and Johnny asked for it all the time.
I'm
Okay.
glad.
So then Agatha comes with Bountiful Cooking. All right. You see this thick cookbook. So I'm so happy because I'm like, well, I don't have to go to her Instagram page anymore. I can go right to the
Oh, but
book.
I want you to come to my
I'm
page.
going to tell it. And so I get to the book. I'm flipping through the book page by page. I want to be clear how many pages are in this book. There's like 400, 300 pages in this book, right?
Yeah.
The recipe's not in there. It didn't make the cut. How is this, right? So I was like, I was prepared to do this video. I was so excited. Didn't happen. She didn't put it in the book. But she did put things like waffles and skillet steak sandwiches, which I have made. Delicious.
Thank
Okay.
you.
And here's the thing, the sandwiches are on bread. But guess what? What kind of bread is it? It might be sourdough.
There you
Isn't it sourdough?
go. It is
The
sourdough.
baguette.
Yeah,
Correct.
it's
You
sourdough
guys,
baguette. Yeah. Yeah.
Agatha, talk about Bountiful Cooking. Tell us about it. How did you get here? Tell it. We've got a few
So,
minutes. Go.
how many minutes do we have?
8.
Oh, yeah. And I want people to ask their questions. Oh, Fatima. Welcome, Fatima. Fatima says, best, hands down, best cookbook ever.
Ever.
So, with Bountiful Cooking, if, for those of you who know me, I feel so strongly about diet culture. I think diet culture is the devil. It's reaping society of money, of joy, of love. It's evil because you restrict yourself, you punish yourself, then you binge and you get back to this. I wanted a cookbook that regardless of where you are in your wellness journey, you can eat food that really nourishes your mind, body, and spirit. And that's why I did Bountiful Cooking. If you look at the first, I think like the first 3 or 4 chapters is
Yeah.
really literature, what to eat, what to avoid, why
Yes.
I eat this way.
Yes.
So you can really find what works for you. And then it's regular food, like the things that I cook in my own home. Because the one thing, the only person that when I think about in America, that just makes me smile when it comes to food is Julia Childs. Because she literally said, you don't need complicated ingredients. You just need fresh ingredients to cook. Because sometimes when I put ingredients to cook, people will be like, is that it? You don't have a lot of
That's what
spices,
I
don't
was
have a lot of
thinking. That's
seasonings,
what
and
I was thinking.
you know,
That's what I was thinking when I was going through this. When I was finding what I wanted to cook, I was like, and these aren't complicated recipes. Like
no,
they're not
no,
complicated, but it's so fresh. Everything
yes,
is so fresh. And I feel like, guys, when you get this cookbook, I think what you really like about it is she really is telling you what to eat and what not to eat, and it's not to eat. She's telling you things that are going to enrich your life,
that's right,
right? From a food
that's right,
perspective. So
that's
if
right.
you go through this, like seriously, so here's what I'm going to do. How many people are left on this live? All right.
Oh, we still have a lot. We have, I think, 15. So
Excellent.
we have, yeah.
So the first 3 people who tell me they do not have the book, I'm going to gift you a book. Agatha's going to sign it, and I'm going to send it to you. So here we go. Let me know. 3 people. I'm buying you a book and I'm sending it to you, and Agatha's going to sign it. I'm going to run around to her house and get her to sign it. And then, and that's what we're going to do. From me, from shiftHER. Okay? We're going to get you this
Yeah.
book. Oh, look at April. Look.
Ah,
Look at, my friend April said, I don't have it. You get one. You get one, Dr. Joyelle. There it is. Haley, you don't count. You get one anyway. I already
yeah.
said that.
So you already
Okay,
have
Beneficial
three.
913. Send me a direct message. Send
Yeah.
me your full name, your address. I'm going to send you a book. April, I'm going to send you a book. And Dr. Joyelle, I'm going to send you a book. There we go. All
Boom.
right, done.
There we go. So I want to listen, girl. You've touched something. This journey that you are on with shiftHER, you're going to change lives because this conversation we need to keep having them. And this conversation is not just for us, it's for the next generation. Because the reason you're going through this, because nobody had this conversation with your mom, that you know what? Listen, our body, your body shouldn't break as you age. I
No,
run marathons.
no. And
I,
it's
I
it's
mean,
the scary thing.
I've never had one hot flash. One hot
Well,
flash.
stop
Um,
bragging. Look at here. First of
no,
all, wait.
it's not.
Listen.
No, but let me tell you, sis. Let me tell you why this is important. It's not bragging.
No, I
I
know.
would
I'm
never.
joking. Yeah.
Right. I want people to understand that truly, this is not. We are not cursed with this. The system is set up in such a way. If we don't change the conversation, it will never go away. All these chemicals, all these toxins, us, you walking round the clock, not making time for rest. All these things impact your hormonal balance. It does.
I agree. I think that, I honestly, I do think that if we don't try something different, so you will never know. So why don't you just try something for 3 months, do something different for
That's
3 months.
right.
And like I chose, and you know this, I chose menopause replacement therapy, full stop. I was like, I'm not
That's right.
dealing with this, I don't want any
That's
part of
right.
it. But that does
That's
not
right.
that does not mean that I should not be eating healthy. That does
That's
not mean that I should not be
right.
moving my body intentionally,
That's right.
right? It does not
That's
mean that
right.
I shouldn't be lifting weights. It does not mean I shouldn't be minimizing my sugar. So
That's
per
right.
your point,
That's
you're
right.
encouraging us to do better.
Oh yes, and so now you know. Okay, this is my experience for mothers, for those with children, right? You're like, you know what? I am going to make sure my daughter doesn't go through this experience because it doesn't have to be. I'm going to minimize her exposure to environmental toxins. I'm going to minimize her exposure to. I'm going to right so your daughter doesn't experience the same thing because you know that despite the fact that this is so common, it's not normal. You should be able to age like I am, breezing through life like the wonderful gift that it is. Your body shouldn't be broken. You shouldn't be on so many medications. And it has to do with how you eat, how you think, how you sleep, your environmental toxins. The when I talk about environmental toxins, that includes medication. Sometimes we over medicate ourselves. Medicine is wonderful for the big things. If you have an accident, you have a heart attack, those major things is where Western medicine shines. But we want to use a chainsaw
That's right.
to, to slice a piece of bread. It doesn't work.
It doesn't.
We're killing ourselves. We have to. There is a reason where when you look, all these chronic diseases, they have maintenance medicine, right? They have all these drugs that just maintains, they don't cure.
None of, well, and here's the thing, Agatha, let me share this with everybody. And I mean this. So a few years ago, I decided that I was going to eat keto. Okay. It's probably the best shape I've been in my life. And I did a clean keto. So I was eating a lot of vegetables, a lot of
Yeah,
coconut oil, a lot of avocados, things like that. Fine. Well, my health situation changed a bit. So I had to let some of that go. Fine.
right.
My blood pressure was so high, okay, at one point. point. Like I'm talking like 180 over like 110. Like that's not cool,
No,
right? I didn't know
no.
what was happening to me. My blood sugar was through the roof, all of it. I didn't realize I was in menopause at the time. Okay. So finally, I found the doctor was like, "Oh my God, you are truly," as Dr. Jessica says, you're postmenopausal, honey. When's the last time you had a period?" I said 11 months. She was like, "I don't care. You are postmenopausal, like full stop."
Yeah,
Right. But there was a doctor I found. I just happened to be scrolling through TikTok, and she said, "You want to know how to lower your blood pressure like immediately?" She said, "Dandelion extract." I said, "What?"
yeah.
And I went to Whole Foods. They had dandelion extract sitting right there on the
That's right.
shelf.
That's right.
Within 3 days, my blood pressure was like 120 over 70.
That's right.
And FYI, I only took it for like 2 months and I
That's
haven't
right.
taken it since. And my blood pressure is consistently
Down.
below normal,
That's
actually,
right.
which when I say what people consider normal, right? My
That's right.
blood sugar, I check my blood sugar like somebody gets on the scale every day. Because to me, that's a better marker for how I'm doing.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
80, 85. Like this morning, I woke up because I had those cookies and it was 106.
Yeah.
That's too high to
Yeah.
wake up. You don't wake up at 106.
Yeah. Because your resting blood sugar shouldn't be that high. Yeah.
Resting, right? 106 is we've eaten a salad, we've had something,
That's
whatever,
right.
right? But
That's
anyway,
right.
my point is there are things you can use. I was on amlodipine before I found out about um,
Yeah. Dandelion.
the dandelion
Yeah.
extract. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I encourage everybody, like Agatha said, you get in a book like Bountiful Cooking, right? You get some
Yeah.
resources on social media like Agatha Achindu, people
Yeah.
like that who understand that food can heal your body. There are things in
Yeah.
nature that can heal your body. I very well could have eaten dandelion greens. I didn't have to use the
That's
extract. I could have had a
right.
dandelion green salad,
That's
right?
right.
I could have
And
put
you
it
can
in my
make
smoothie.
tea. You can
Right.
also make tea because you get the organic ones. You get the organic dandelion, take the leaves and just make your tea.
I've got it
But that's good.
frozen in my
Yeah.
freezer right now, frozen leaves.
Yeah.
So I think I've gotten so much. I wish you could understand how I spend time on your page, literally. And I encourage everybody to do
Thank
it,
you.
to spend time on
Thank
your
you.
page, because there's
Yeah.
so many things that I've learned. When I was struggling, I would look and see what you were making, like
That's
all of
right.
that. And it
That's
genuinely has
right.
helped me. So we need to use each other because we're
That's
here.
right.
You're
That's
here.
right. That's
So
right.
I'm serious, y'all.
Yeah.
I need us to get into this and support this book. Agatha, when did this come out?
September. September. It came out September 12th. Yes.
And September 12th. And if you are going to be in Dallas,
I'm
March
going to,
23rd,
yes, March 23rd, I'm in Dallas. And
Agatha is being hosted by Dr. Jessica Shepard
yes.
over at Sanctum Med and Wellness, a
Yeah.
fabulous med spot. Dr. Jessica, y'all know I love her. I told y'all it's the connect the dots with all of us, right?
Yes.
Agatha's going to be there. You're doing a live cooking demo.
We we're doing it. We have a talk and a live cooking demo. I can't wait to go there because Sanctum is incredible. It's, oh my gosh, I'm so
She's
proud of
doing a
her.
lot. I'm
Yes,
like,
look
I'm
at
trying to
that.
figure out if I come, can I get Vagisteam? Can I get a facial?
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure of all the
you
things
should
I can get.
come. You should come. Let's
If I
go. And you can just we can just stay over with my. Let's go. We have place to stay.
Excellent. So I also want you to tell people, are there any other stops you're making on this book tour that you've been on?
So I'm receiving a presidential award. Remember, you didn't see that on social media? So I'm going to DC.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Announce,
So
please.
an organization, Wild Inc., they nominated me. I'm one of 12 women receiving a presidential award for my community
Amen.
service. Yes.
Amen.
So
When is that happening?
it's March 16th at 1 p.m. Yes.
Next week?
Yeah, it's next week. No, March 16th. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so
So, but I'm going to DC and then I come back. Then I go to
Dallas.
Dallas,
So you'll
and
keep us
then
abreast of all the different stops you're going to have,
yes,
more stops, and
yes,
where you're going to be so
yes,
people can tap in.
yes. Yes, so I'm super, super excited because I did New York, I did DC, I did Chicago, I did LA. I think I'm doing Dallas. Then I'm going to do San Francisco because a friend wants to host me
Okay.
in San Francisco.
Very good.
And then I want to do something back here in Atlanta.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
We might have
And I'll just wait.
to
You
get the
tell me
we
when
might
to
have to get
show
the
up
crew
and I'll
together.
come.
Yes. We have to get the crew together,
Yes,
right? Like I feel like we have to bond
yes,
together and get it together.
yes,
Everybody, I can't tell you how much this means having Agatha here, her taking time out of her busy schedule to jump on here, and you guys, everybody, for jumping on and hearing us just go back and forth about nutrition and wellness and the rest of it. And I feel like we're going to do it again when you come back from Dallas, because I want to, if I don't end up
yes,
going, which I really want
yes,
to, I want to hear all about it because it's going to be good.
yes.
Don't you think we should have Agatha do like a live cooking demo in my house?
I think we should. And you have it, look, girl,
Right, and we
listen,
can get the gang together.
your
All my girls can come
house,
over.
your house, girl, you don't play. Your house is clean, clean with a capital C,
It's not anymore.
uppercase
It's
C.
not anymore since Buntish came. But so okay, everything is different
Oh,
since Buntish.
oh,
So everything is
because
different.
girl,
But
your
I don't
house,
want to take
yes.
up too much more of
And
your time.
we can cook in your house, we can cook in my house, wherever, but let's plan it. That would be nice. But I would like to end,
Okay, good.
honestly, I want to say, regardless of where you are in your journey, I know social media makes everything look so, oh my gosh, you can do this, you can take this. I will tell you that healthy eating is simple, but I will tell you it's not easy.
Mm-mm.
It's simple in the sense that what you need to eat fresh fruits, veggies. You don't have to eat meat if you don't want to. If you're going to eat meat, eat the best quality meat, eat pastured raised. And if you get my book, before you even make one recipe, please read because I explain
Yes, on
why.
the yes you
You
do.
should, yes,
Hmm.
you should eat pastured raised instead of the industrialized type, right? So it's simple, the things you have to do, but it takes effort. It's hard. Give yourself grace, but know that if you truly, it doesn't matter if you come from a family that has diabetes, high cholesterol, it doesn't
Mm.
matter. You can, you can be healthy inside that storm that you come from. You can. All you have to do is provide your body what it needs to thrive. Medicine doesn't heal your body. Food, rest does. If you want to heal your body, you have to eat better. It's a must. You must eat better.
And let's let
You must
that grind till I
sleep.
die culture
Now,
go. Let that grind till I die culture
no,
go. It's
you
not it's
must
not helpful at all.
rest. Most importantly, you also must move your body. I see things on social media like, oh, lose weight without exercise. You don't exercise to lose weight.
Mm-mm.
You exercise to gain health, period. Your body needs movement. So that's it. And your body is magical. I don't care
Magic.
how old you are. You can always start and you would get better from where you were. That's the good news.
That's the good news. I love that. I'm going to start saying that. That's the good news. Agatha, thank you so much, my love.
Thank you. Thank you
I
so
I
much.
I
I'm so
sincerely
proud of
appreciate.
you. This is needed, truly. This shiftHER is needed because this honest conversation is missing in them social streets. You're coming
I
with your experience to make sure the next person doesn't go through it.
I appreciate you. I love you. I love
I
you guys for
love
jumping
you.
on. Thank you.
Yes.
We'll talk soon.
Yeah.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.